So hello everybody, welcome back. The other video was cut up because it was half an hour and I wanted it to be half an hour or less. And so please watch the first part because otherwise this one will not make sense. Now links for the other part and even the reproduction list about shopping in the description down below. So as I said before, grab your coffee and your notebook because you might need it. And we were talking about the fact that, there will be three types of mentalities for us to do the shopping. And there will be three different processes for how you manage your money, which is how you're going to do the shopping process. Because obviously you cannot do shopping without money. And then you will also go through a process of changing your head or your mind about how you select products, and there will be a huge impact in terms of markets based upon the new mentality of shopping and things like this. And so while I'm talking to you about this, if you wanted to share a coffee with me while you're at it, links for that down below. And let's continue with the part in which I said that there was a market about the US and there was a market for the Latin people. So markets for the US, like I said, it will be kind of like it's winter. We should be selling winter things because it's going to make more money. It's going to be more profitable. So we need to get out of the summer process. However, Latin people, like I said, especially Central Americans, and South Americans to Venezuela and Colombia, they will be different because they will be in the terms of is this something that is going to look good despite the fact that it is winter or summer? Yes? Then we are not going to give out sale processes or anything like this. We are just going to leave the store as it is. I keep getting interrupted. So this whole process, the mentality of people in places like like I said, Latin countries and African countries and things like this is, I bought something, I'm going to get the money, and I'm not going to sell at a loss. I do not care about anything. This is also because space, it doesn't cost that much money. As in, if you were in the US or in other places, space is expensive. And time is also expensive. However, in Latin places or in African places, this might not be an issue. And what you have as an issue is the amount of money that you're going to make in the process. And so you do not want to sell, with 50% off, 70% off, or whatever. So the possibilities of you having sales are very low, very, very, very low, unless you are talking about a store that is like a franchise from abroad. Then you are not getting sales. However, you are getting flooded with products that are locally produced, and this also means that the prices are going to be kind of cheap if you were to compare them with other places. And at this point, I can tell you right now that if there was a situation of famine, places that have this kind of shopping process will suffer a lot in terms of products that are processed, but not products that are raw or products that are fresh. This also means that the markets that are farm markets and things like this are going to be, flooded with people. Because if you can buy, one package of instant rice for, one person for $1, but you can also buy 1 kilo of rice raw for $1, then which one do you think people are going to buy? This one will only last you one shot. This one is 1 kilo. You can cook, I don't know, let's say 10 times that for you. So the same thing. This means that the way that you do shopping will be entirely different, because now anything that is instant or processed and things like this will be very, very, very expensive, as opposed to the ones that are fresh. However, the ones that are fresh, if you do not go to the market in the first time, like 6 in the morning, you are probably not going to get the best products. And this means that if you go there at 1 p.m., you might find that, the rice or the potato or a pepper or whatever it is going to be sold at 80 cents. And that is because people need to leave this place, because marketplaces are usually on the open door. They are at a premium in terms of space, and people will sell things on their even trucks and things like this. And so you will get the worst products if you go at 1 p.m., but the price will be cheaper, like 10% cheaper, 20% cheaper. And so, and it might be an issue. And so for some people, they will say, oh no, we're always going at 1 p.m. because, even though that we might not find any peppers because people already bought all the peppers. But I do find the potatoes, and I do find the rice, and I did find this, and I ended up paying 80 cents of instead of $1 and things like this. And so people will do this. However, if you were in a place like the US or Europe, or places that have a lot of issues in terms of weather problems, and in terms of accessing problems, like you do have, in certain areas, even in Latin countries and in African countries, if you have to take a road that takes 10 hours to get to a market, you are not going there. If you have to take more than 10 minutes, more than 20 minutes, it's like you're not going. Period. You're not going, because it's just too long and too anything, and you're not going. So location is also going to play a role in terms of the pricing and in terms of the shopping process. And so now that we have mentioned the different cultures, this means that people from here are willing to sell at a loss, because you're going to make more money on the premium packages, the things that are fashionable. In here, you are making money regardless, because people here in this wave, as in this place, as in Europe or the United States, they go by fashion. So they are in a cycle. Is this fashionable? Is this usable? Yes, then people will buy it, period. In here, the thought process is different. In here is it usable? Yes. Does it look okay, and is it okay? Yes. Then it is. I don't care if it is fashionable or not. So people will buy it, and I have a mixture of two waves. I have a mixture of waves that go by fashion, and I have a mixture of the other party that just cares about the item per se. And so I can sell summer clothing during the winter, and it will still sell, and I don't care. And it's like I paid $10 for a jacket during winter, but I can pay the same $10 even for the summer, for the same jacket. And people will still pay the same, because people do not care. People just care about, is it look good? Yes. Then is it usable? Yes. Is it easy to clean? Yes. Is it easy? Yeah. And then I'm selling it. And so people here, is kind of like, I have to buy things because of waves in these places like the US and the European. But in here, it's like, no, I have to buy things because people will actually buy them. And so, I don't care, because it will be sold. And so this is very, very, very important to understand. So the difference in your culture and the way that you will think about shopping will change, and therefore the waves, as in the period and the relationship between money and things like this, will change entirely. So we are now going to move forward to the second wave, in which I'm going to be talking to you, like I said, by area and by specifics. So we are going to be talking about cleaning, because cleaning is one of those things that it is universal. If you want to know about food, which is the first wave, then I have a reproduction list about food. And so the first thing that people will be universal, food. The second thing that people will do universal, power and water. And the third thing that will be universal is cleaning. And cleaning it has different kinds of areas and different kinds of specifics. So let me tell you, for example, the way that nobles will do it, because I try to think that way, and then the aristocrats will like I said, will go in an entirely different way. Which, by the way, I do that kind of thinking, but it's not my main preference, and it's not going to be my thinking. Like between the three of them, for me, the most difficult to do personally, for me, the most difficult to do will be the aristocrat. But I have a tendency to go to the noble part, because my mind goes, I need something that sets the system off, so that I don't have to worry. I hate worrying about these things, so I like being in this side. However, other people go, I don't care because I need money. No, I'm not like that. And then I'm a teacher, so no, definitely, which is why I probably need help, and I probably need other people that actually are like an aristocrat thing. You want to have somebody that is like that in your team, because otherwise you will be broke. And then there is a commoners who go kind of like, I don't care because I'm kind of dead. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a teacher, so I'm kind of like optimistic kind of thing, and I'm trying to do things so that they work better. So I'm kind of like more into this side. So, having said that, then cleaning. How do you separate cleaning? So you can do it by area, and you gotta be specific. So, cleaning by area. Area number 1. Of course, you're going to clean your bedroom. Cleaning number 2. Take a note because you are going to need it. Number 2, bathroom. Number 3, what do you think? Garages and things that are related to, basements and attics. Number 4, of course, if you go to an area, you go garden, because gardenings do need cleaning also. Then you go into the kitchen, which is the one that we're going to be doing today, by the way. Within the kitchen, you have kitchen per se, and then you also have dishes. Okay, very, very, very important, because you doing the dishes is not the same as you cleaning the kitchen. It's 2 different processes. And then, of course, you have cleaning of the animals, cleaning of yourself, as in, showering and all of these things. And then you have the cleaning of the tools, because tools need maintenance, and they also need cleaning, and they also need a lot of other stuff. And then you have others, as in cleaning the lamps, cleaning the curtains, cleaning the other stuff. And of course, then you have cleaning by laundry. Now, the laundry by maybe your underwear and things that are delicate. Then you have laundry that is heavy, like you doing the sheets, the bed sheets, the pillows, cleaning the mattresses, cleaning all of those things, because you do need to clean all of that. Of course, you're not going to do laundry with the mattresses, but you are, but if you have a futon, or maybe you sleep on a couch, you might need to, clean and do the laundry for the cushions and the pillows and the things that you have, that are, kind of like spongy things that you sleep on them. So all of those things, they require laundry and all of those things. And so, you do it like that. You separate it by that. And this will depend, of course, depending upon how many people you have in your house. And of course, if you have a house, you have an apartment, do you have, a car? Do you have a truck? Do you have an office? Do you have, many people will have a pool. Other people will have, other areas. There are people that have gyms inside their house. So I don't know. You need to be specific according to your own situation. But, you do it by area. You separate areas and then sub areas. So, for example, the kitchen will have the kitchen, and then you will have the dishes. If you're going to do the cleaning on the laundry room, that one is one thing. You need to clean, the laundry devices, like changes filters for the laundry machine and all of these things, the washing machine, the dryer, and all of these things, because those things need cleaning, and all of those things, need that. But you also need to do the laundry, so you do area, sub-area, area, sub-area, and that is specific. Now, when you go into the specifics, then you gotta figure out that cleaning is something that you do daily, yes, But is it primary wave? No. No. No, it's not. What does that mean? Well, it means that it belongs to the second wave. And I told you that if it is not primary wave, meaning you don't do laundry every day, you don't wash the animals every day, you know, there are a lot of things that you don't do on a every day. As in, you do them daily, yes, but the shopping for that, you don't do it daily. And we are talking about the shopping process, not the activity per se. You are doing the shopping. It's not like you go and then you say, okay, so I'm going to, just wash the dog. So today I'm going to wash everything and to buy everything for the dog, and then tomorrow I'm going to do it again. You don't do that. However, if it is food, then you are buying every day, right? Or you're buying weekly. And so that is not primary wave, I told you. Very, very, very important. You have to understand this one. Because if you don't understand this one, then you are going to miss and miscalculate a lot of things. By the way, I also have a reproduction list of miscalculations that you are very likely doing because of this. Most people don't understand this. Now, in this primary wave about food and cleaning and all of these things, then you have to understand that one of those things that will disappear and will very likely going to, just drive you crazy is going to be the cleaning and doing the dishes. So we are going to be talking today about sponges. Sponges are one of those items that will just disappear to the point in which if you're going to make a present and things like this, like a box with a lot of things that you're going to give your sister, a friend, whatever, you might need to include sponges into that group. Why? Well, because let's see, when was the last time that you bought the sponges? Seriously, I mean, sponges is something that you buy 10 or 12 at once. However, during hard times, sponges can be sitting there for, because people buy them in 10. And so, how frequently do you buy sponges? Like, every what? It's not like you're going to buy it every week. You buy them once every 3 months or something like this. And so, stores are going to go kind of like, I'm sorry, you want me to keep an item for 3 months in the shelves? Not happening. And so, just sell whatever quantity we have, and then we're not buying it anymore. So basically, the suppliers are going to be like, I'm sorry, if you have 10 suppliers that deal with sponges, 9 will go out of business, because supermarkets are just not going to carry these things, because they are bought every 3 months or every 6 months or once a year. And so you finding sponges that are a special kind of sponges, not happening. Especially because if you were poor, like a commoner or even an aristocrat, you will be kind of like, I'm sorry, I'm just going to, grab an old piece of t-shirt, cut it, and then I'm going to do, I can clean the things with that rag. An old t-shirt, I can turn it into 7 things so that you can, do the dishes. Or, use your hand. Or use, the natural alternative, which is the estropajo thing. So, no. So, sponges, certain type of sponges, there is no way you're getting it. Seriously, I haven't seen certain type of sponges for the last 10 years. I haven't seen them. Reason being, well, some of them are considered a luxury. It's just a luxury. So, the probability of you will have to go to a specialty store to try to get it, or maybe import it, or maybe as a present, or I don't know, but you're not getting it. So, there are a lot, and I do mean a lot of differences in terms of sponges. So I'm going to try to be, very specific and redundant, because if you do kitchen work every day, you probably already know all of this, but I am going to be telling you anyway. So, Thank you for sticking with me, even though that it might be boring. So, number one, you might want to buy the ones that are filled with soap, as in still the pads that are already soapy. The reason that you might want to do this one is because there are a lot of things that you clean with sponges. Sponges are, the main thing that people will think is doing kitchen work, but no, sponges are also used for cleaning the toilets, cleaning cleaning the tools and cleaning a lot of things. And quite frankly, if you're going to spend a lot of detergent, and not only that, but you're going to probably, not being able to buy gloves for working with these things and all of these things, seriously, you might want to get these ones. The frequency of which you will use these ones is kind of small, depending upon how organized you already were before hard times, and depending upon how much restoration work you're actually going to be doing, and depending upon the things that you are buying as detergents and things like this. If you are okay with, handling detergents that are strong and you're not allergic or anything like that, then, you might not need too much like this. But if you are the type of person that goes, oh my God, I got this, and then my hands are red, and oh my God, oh no, I can't do, then I will suggest getting this one, because this one is softer with you, and you will not need so many chemicals and things like this. But the alternative will be, you buying the chemicals and working with the metal kind of thing, because it is another kind of sponges that it is only metal, no soap, and you want to have both, by the way. But the one that is soap is different, and so it will depend upon, like I said, your own situation, because my situation is, I can do whatever, because I don't have allergies and I'm fine, and, I'm an adult, and, I don't have issues. I don't even have issues with my hands, arthritis, or anything like this, but there are people that go, I can't work with this because I have arthritis, I can't work with this because I have allergies, I can't work with this because I don't like it because my hand is too big, because I'm a man, I don't like it because, no. So, it's a thing. So you want to have choices, and you want to have options, and you want to have them even if you don't use them, because maybe you have a visitor, maybe you are now living with your sister, and your sister can do it. You can't, but your sister can. So it's not just about you. And cleaning is not just about you, because if you are the only one who is cleaning in your house, you have a problem. Seriously, if you are the only one who is cleaning in your entire family, you have a problem. Not only because your entire family doesn't know how to clean, which means that they depend upon you, that is a problem, but also because, you don't get help. And if you don't get help, that is also a problem. So, you want to have options, because not everybody would do things the way that you do it. So get these ones. I will suggest getting a package of one for, I will suggest, depending upon, like I said, your lifestyle or whatever, I would suggest getting a couple of boxes that contain the 10. If this one comes in packages of 10. By the way, I'm not recommending any brand. This is just because this is the one they want. This is the one that I found in Amazon, and it was kind of like the thing, So, but get whatever. Oh, by the way, the SOS, just for the record, save our saucepans, and it was because this invention was made by a guy. Because he was pissed about how his wife was always complaining about not being able to clean properly certain type of things that were greasy and things, and he created this by adding soap and other stuff, and the story was amazing. And this guy, he was one of the best cleaners later in time, and he's a man, and of course, if he's a man, he's going to do it perfectly. And not only that, but he's going to succeed. And as a woman, you be like, oh my God, I'm crazy, I'm trying to do everything at once, and I just can't get rid of this thing. But men saved the day, and when he saved the day, he did it a name. So the wife said, save our saucepan, so please just save it, because these saucepans, there was a point in which people had to throw them out because you couldn't handle the black things inside, and it was insane. So this thing, very good. The history behind certain products is just amazing. So, get those. Then, these things, I can tell you right now, 10 years, I have not seen them. That was no. No, you're not finding these things anymore. The reason being, well, why do you need the handle? Seriously, I mean, if you're short on money, and this thing costs you $5, and the sponge costs you, 80 cents. Oh no, I just have my hand, and yeah. So these things, that's luxury. This type of sponges with the thing is luxury. So you're not buying that. Or at least you won't be able to find it. Unless, like I said, you go to a special store and things like this, because you can do this with just your hand. This is luxury. So if you are the type of person that goes, I have arthritis and I can't move my hand, or my hand is too big because I'm a man and I can't get in there or whatever, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a woman, and I'm small and I can do the dishes no problem, and I can do a lot of things no problem. And so, it's going to be like a thing. So, not happening, because this is luxury. Next. Yes, different type of sponges. Now, this one and this one are the same. In terms of the name and everything is the scrub sponges. But here's the deal. Why I put two of them here is because you want them different colors. Why? Well, because let's see, if you're using one for the toilets and you are in the bathroom, and then you are also needed a sponge for cleaning the sink, yeah, the one in the sink is blue. The one for the toilet is the yellow one. The one for, the other parts of the, whatever, are the pink ones. And then, you have like a coloring system. Quite frankly, very, very, very nice way, because otherwise, if somebody else comes into the bathroom and they need to do the cleaning, and they are using the sponge that, you're using for the sink, but you're now using it in the toilet, a lot of people will go ballistic. Other people will go, I don't care, I'm just using one for everything. Yeah, again, it will entirely depend upon you, and it will entirely depend upon your budget, because a lot of people will go, I don't care, I'm just going to use a lot of chloro, as in chlorine, to get rid of the sponge later or clean it later, and I'm going to use it for the whole bathroom. Yeah, like I said, if you don't have a choice, you might need to do that. But if you can, then buy different colors, and then even you might even write it down for everybody, and then put a note that says pinks are for the toilet, blues are for the sink, yellow are for whatever it is that you're going to use it for, and stuff like that. So by the way, during hard times, you're only getting these ones, the ones that are green and yellow. That is going to be very likely the only one that you're going to get, because you getting the ones that are colored and stuff like this, and no, they're considered luxury. No, seriously, they are considered luxury. So no, you are only going to find these ones, which are the most common color and the most common brand and the most common everything, is the one that is green and yellow. Yeah, and even the quality of this thing will be different, because you need glue to put these two together, and so even there it is one of those things that is different. So seriously, this topic you need to discuss with your family, and this topic you need to understand that you want the pink one. Yeah, I'm sorry, only that color, or maybe another color, maybe a blue one, which is the second most common color. But you find in the purple one, yeah. I'm sorry, are you in Disneyland? Seriously? I mean, no, you won't have choices in a lot of time. So you want to understand this one and get it before they disappear. And because once they disappear, like I told you, they're not going to come back. And some stores and some supermarkets will carry them, but yeah, but like I said, most stores will go, sponges? No, food, or things that are important, because for a lot of people, the sponges are just, yeah, they are a luxury. So no, and so it's a thing. Now, there is another type of sponges, which is the one that doesn't have, this one is just soft, and this one doesn't have the other side. So there is one that has double side, and there is one that is just soft. This one is big and is kind of like, you can use it for also kind of rinse things, and it's kind of cool. So this one will be used mostly for cars and other stuff. And so, it is a thing, but you might want to have the big one. Men like this one because it's big. Men will go with the small one. They will go kind of like, yeah, and So this one will be better for men and for a lot of other things. But this one is one of those things that is important to have. Like I said, this one is, when people refer to sponges, most of the time it's just this one. Universally speaking, when people say sponges, they will think of this one. Not this brand. I'm talking about this type. Now, the one that you also want to get, sidewalks, especially to buy, is to clean ceramics and stuff like this, which, by the way, ceramics is also part of the kitchen and part of the bathroom and things like this, is that one. This one, I don't know if you can see it, but this one obviously doesn't have two colors. It's just have one color, and it is, the green part of the yellow one, yeah, kind of like that, but it is separate. By the way, most of the time, these things, for these, they have like a shape, like an S thing. No, the ones that you are going to get very likely will always be a square or rectangle. Reason being, this cut is more expensive to get. But if you get it, a square, it is cheaper. And, most, the ones that have a shape, it's going to be harder to get. So if you're used to the idea of having it in a shape, I'm sorry, you're getting now the one that is just a square because it's the one that is cheaper to make. And so this will be one of those things that, will be important, because you gotta go with whatever the manufacturer can make. Because, like I said, a lot of companies that make things that go from the second wave to the 10th wave, they are going to go bankrupt. And if a company is going to go bankrupt, they have to take measures, and that means that you will have less choices. On the products are going to be smaller. They are going to be different shape. Because it's easy to cut, it's easy to make, easier to do, handle this like that. It's kind of like before the packages was, Tetra Pak or whatever. Now it's just a plastic bag, and things like this, because the manufacturer will do whatever it takes to stay in business and provide you with your product. And so that means that the products are going to evolve into less comfortable things, but more manageable in terms of production. Now, let's see. This one is the one that I told you, the same one, but it is in blue. And then you have brushes. Now, this one is brushes that I told you, these are luxuries. You are not getting these things later. Quite frankly, if you were going to buy these kind of things, I will recommend getting something like this. It will be better, but it will depend. Also, old toothbrushes, you are not getting rid of them. You are actually getting old toothbrushes to clean toilets and to clean dishes and to clean things. So this is also why you might need to, mark the old toothbrushes, and you don't throw away toothbrushes unless you have to. And so old toothbrushes are going to be used for cleaning, and these ones are very these ones are you not buying the old toothbrush, but rather using the actual brush, because that looks good and all of these things, and it will be better. Also, very, very, very important, in here I did not have a picture, but you want to buy wire brushes. Again, because sometimes you will not use that on a daily basis, but you will need them for cleaning a lot of metals and a lot of things that are small, and tools and stuff like this, and a toothbrush will just not cut it, and you need wire brushes. Wire brushes are one of those things that, it's considered kind of like a sponge, because you're going to need it for scrubbing. And what is a sponge? It's something that you get for scrubbing. So scrubbing is not just, it's not just sponge, but it's also the material and the strength that you have to do it, and the size, because it's going to be with your hand, and not everybody has the same strength, not everybody has the same hand, not everybody has the same skin, not everybody has the same anything. So the brushes are important. Next, you are going to have bottle brush, the brush and the sponge to clean the baby bottles and the containers that are small or deep and things like this. Now there are different types. The ones that are with brush and the one that has like a small sponge, and sometimes it's mixed. And sometimes there is one that doesn't have brush, but it has like plastics on it. And sometimes the sponge can be like the brush can be like an U shape, and sometimes it can be like a valley shape, and they have different kinds of handles. They have different kinds of thickness. So, but the point is, get several. To the point in which these ones might be not just for the bottles in your kitchen, but some of them will be for your toilet. And they will all depend. So, do you like this one? Do you like that one? Do you like, I will prefer the ones that have handles that are thin, because that way you can actually place them inside, because the bottles that you're going to be cleaning are going to have, very likely, very thin holes to put in the top. So if you have a very thin hole and you have a handle that is like this, it's not going to fit in. And so it's going to be an issue. Also, the length is going to be an issue. And it will all depend upon, what are you, what are you expecting to clean with this? And if it is a plastic, with you are a man and you are too strong, you might break it. And so, a lot of people, destroy these brushes because of the handles. And so a lot of people will try to get brushes that are actually metal type of handle. But metal type of handle might oxidate. And so, you might need to dry them properly. So the materials in which these things are made are very, 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 very important. Now, at this point, like I said, you need the wire brushes, the materials. You want to understand also straw type of brushes. The straw type of brushes is because obviously you're going to be cleaning things that are very small. And, for example, let's say that you buy a cup. So most cups will be like this, and you do not have to, in the inside, they go straight. But there are cups that actually they have a hole in there, and you have to clean inside the handle. Oh my God, seriously, if you buy cups like this, it might be your favorite cup, but if you are going to have to use that straw every time that you are, using that cup, oh my God, you're absolutely now going to hate it. Because every time that you have to, if before you were kind of like, this is so cool and I love it, yes, but now that you have to do the cleaning for that, you go, oh no, I'm not buying like that. So buy the cups that do not have a lot of things inside to clean. Buy the things that are put together so that you don't have to, clean the in between and clean the inside and clean. Oh my God, seriously, just don't. And so there are a lot of things that you need to clean that require very small, like tiny type of brushes, like below furniture, or inside the small things that are for screwing the water, like the things that you have to screw to one side or the other one, and then you have to clean them in the inside. And oh my God, seriously, that you need these tiny ones. And it's insane because sometimes if you have problems with your eyesight, you might not be able to even see them. So so you gotta pick these brushes some of them might be flexible, and sometimes flexible might be bad, and so sometimes you need it straight, and you know, it's a topic, you know, especially if you're a woman. And if you are Venezuelan, you are, you know, in Venezuela here we are maniacs about this thing, you know, we are maniacs. In fact, you know, most men go, you are insane, like you are mentally ill. Why will you have, you know, why will you have 10 sponges for cleaning? Why will you have 10 type of, you know, use rags so that you can do cleaning? And then we go, yeah, one rag for drying your hands, one rag for, you know, for the counters and things like this, other one for drying the dishes, other one for this, another one for this, another one for that. So because it's different, and then you don't want the smell and the things that go from one side to the other side. And then there is the where are you going to put the sponges so that they dry? You know, some of them will go like they have the sucking thing that you just place against a furniture or whatever, and they will stick there. Some of them will be like just place it here and put the detergent here and just press it. I mean, you need a place for the sponges. You might need to have a thing about hanging the brushes. So you might need hangers. Or you might need the whole thing that rolls over, and then you can place the things for cleaning in there so that you can just roll over. You know, and all of those things, by the way, all of them, like, besides the sponge, yeah, anything else goes beyond that, yeah, it's a luxury. So you having the thing for hanging the sponges, yeah, I'm sorry, that's a luxury. You having, it's a luxury. You haven't, no, that's a luxury. So you're probably not going to be able to find them. Seriously, you are just not going to be able to find them at all, because seriously, you buy one of those things for putting the sponges once every 3 or 4 or 5 years, you know. So do you honest to God believe that the supermarket is just going to carry several brands and several colors and several things so that you can buy that once every 5 years? You know, that doesn't add up. So you might need to buy all of those things online, or through a special supplier, or whatever. And finding the things that are cool will now be only available for people who are nobility, or people who are extreme, and I do mean extreme, aristocrats, people that have like, yeah, people that are like, you know, in the government, that, you know, they happen to have $30 million, you know, just lying around in your house because, you know, you're from the government, so you need the 6 bodyguards, and then you also need the $30 million cash in your house. But other than that, you know, if you're not a politician, and then again, you know, if you're a politician, you're not buying any of these things. You're probably spending all the money in other stuff. And so these things are going to be like a topic. Finding the right color, not happening. During hard times, it's going to be black, white, and that's it. Maybe, and as you mean, maybe silver, but that's it. You know, and mostly it will be, you know, brown or colors like that. It's not going to be, you know, the pink that you wanted, or the lilac, or the red, or no, not happening. Period. Why? Well, because nobody else is going to buy the red one. Everybody else will go the cheapest one, which is white, black, or maybe brown, and that's it. Maybe silver, that's it. Those are the colors that you're going to get for almost everything. And that includes that. Now, I wanted to do this video that was supposed to last only half an hour. I'm sorry. It's one of those things from this channel. Long videos. Sorry about that. Anyway, also, when you're doing dishes, try to remember that you need to store the detergents. Now, you know, when you're doing dishes, most people will go, I'm going to use the washing machine, as in the dishwasher machine. Yeah, I'm sorry, that is not happening, because dishwasher machines require technicians for them to be fixed. The technicians for this do not exist, or they will leave, or they will just not come to your house. And even if they did, you know, they will charge you so much money that it's just not going to be worth it. So basically, you know, that space is just empty. you're just going to use it as a storage. You're not going to actually use it. Second part about this type of machinery for you doing the dishes is that it requires electricity. And so if you don't have electricity, then you're not using it. And then the third part, it requires a constant supply of water. And if there is no water coming through the pipe, you are also not using this machine. So, you have three things that are going to work against this machinery. And so 10 years ago, you were able to buy in the supermarkets, and I do mean in all supermarkets, you could go and buy the detergent that is special for this kind of machinery. Yeah, 10 years ago. I haven't seen, since 10 years ago, I haven't seen, not once that type of detergent anymore. So now you have a fourth problem. First is the technician, the electricity, the water, and now you have a fourth problem, which is the type of detergent for this type of machinery is just not going to be available. And it's not like you're going to use any kind of soap into this machine, because if you use any kind of soap into this machine, you're going to actually damage it, and then it's just going to be damaged, and so it's a problem. Now you gotta do this by hands, and so you need to have this into consideration. So if you're going to keep using the machinery because you are you're lucky and you have electricity, you have water, and there is a technician, or that machinery use doesn't require maintenance right now or whatever, then I suggest that you store plenty, as in I don't know if you keep track about how much soap do you consume for this machinery, but I would suggest keeping at least a 6-month storage of that soap. And if it is hard times and things like this, I would suggest maybe 1 year, so that you don't have to do the dishes for 1 full year. But eventually that machine is just not going to be your priority, and it's not going to be within your list of things that you want. You can just take the dishes out and leave the machinery on. That's just not going to happen. You gotta do this by yourself. And so now you need the other type of detergent, which is, it can be liquid, creamy, or powder. The three of them, I have another video explaining the difference between these three, and which one you want to store and why. And again, it's going to be different because let's say that you prefer liquid, but the one that is with you prefers creamy, and the other person that is with you prefers powder. So if I do dishes with the liquid one, and I'm okay, but then comes my sister, and my sister doesn't know how to do liquid, and she spends the whole bottle in one sitting, or half of the bottle in one sitting, which, by the way, a lot of people go through these, because if I know how to use a liquid, I will probably use 1 cup, and I will be okay for I don't know, for how depending upon how many the quantity of dishes. Let's say that 1 cup lasts me about a week. But if I don't know how to use that, or if my sister doesn't know how to use that, then she will spend the bottle in a couple of days. And so we are fighting about that, by the way. So you are going to be fighting with whoever does the dishes with you because of this. Maybe you are the one who prefers creamy, but the problem is that if you do not know how to use creamy, I can tell you right now that all of the dishes are going to have rest. So you are going to serve the food, and as soon as you take the plate out, the dish has soap on it because it was creamy. Well, because creamy type of soap, it has an issue about rinsing. You have to rinse it extremely cold and extremely nice, and extremely important that you over rinse that one. See, the liquid one, you just roll and rinse, but the creamy one is better to clean, to get everything out. But if you don't rinse it properly, then it's going to be sticky, and so now you're eating soap. And so now you're fighting with the other person because they don't know how to do dishes with the creamy one. And so, yeah, it's going to be a topic. And then if you use the powdered ones have a tendency to be very strong in terms of a smell and things like this. And so if you do the dishes with this type of thing, people might be like, my food smells like soap. Yeah, and then you're fighting. Because people will be like, I don't want to eat this. And so, oh God, so, it's going to be like a topic, like a thing. So, having said all of that, then I'll see you again soon. I gotta go.